Here we are together, Justin. You hear me all right?
It's different than before.
Oh, interesting. Well, is it
It's
still,
lower.
it's lower? Interesting.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe it's
because,
because I turned my thing down because your music was so loud.
oh yeah, you sound like my parents. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Music's too loud. I found this tune on Riverside that helps me get into the mood. So turn your mic down. I'm gonna play it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Powered by Riverside.
There it is.
It wasn't even too loud.
Good, perfect. Reminds me, I went to Detroit once and went to the Motown Hall of Fame, I think is what it was called. It was this little house where they used to record all the Motown recordings. And
Hmm.
it's really indiscreet. When you pull up, you're like, really? This is Motown, like the Motown? And you walk in there and they've got, I mean, it's that vibe. It's a lot of fun. All right, Justin Tomlinson.
You see where you are in the picture? Let's see if I can share my screen. Stay where you were. Okay. Share my screen. Oop.
I see your screen.
Okay. You see where you are in the frame?
Yeah, I'm kind of off a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now you're in the center of the frame. Now your
Okay,
microphone's
okay.
not.
Right. I can do this. How's that?
Yeah, a little more. There you go.
I'm
Now
in.
now I stopped sharing and you're right in the right spot.
All right. I'm in. All
Yeah, the camera's better.
right. Well, when I got to make sure you hear me, this is where I'll be looking.
Oh yeah, when you're that close, it's better as well. The sound is better when you're close to the microphone.
Okay. Hey, I read the instructions, unlike 99% of other people, and the instructions did say 4 to 6 inches.
What are you now? You look
I'm
about
probably, I'm probably at five
okay.
inches.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it looks good.
Back here, that's more like 9.
Yeah, it's
And you can
better up
tell
there.
you can tell the difference?
Yeah,
All right then. I'll be right on top of it.
the instructions were correct.
Yeah, they were. Awesome. Well, welcome, Justin Tomlinson.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, welcome to the Accelerating Digital Adoption podcast, Le
I worked
Premier.
out this morning. You want to see my muscles?
Oh, I saw. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised the shirt can contain it.
Yeah,
Are
had
you
about.
in Are you in Switzerland today?
I'm in Stows. Yeah,
In Stows, yeah, that's what it looks like. Do they have a gym or is it a home gym that you're using?
super nice gym.
Oh, really? Okay, I want to use that next time.
Super nice.
I didn't know. I just spent my time snowshoeing, and there was the bench with one set of weights, like the 15 kilos, right?
Yeah.
I thought I had to make the best of what I was given. It was like Rocky style.
You know what makes me so happy is when you were here working out, I thought that weight was really heavy, but now it's nothing. I can do 40s easy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's for real. Tell me about this plan. I mean, look, I have such respect for people who can do the 180, could truly change. I developed habits super young, cheated in a sense, but I've been an athlete my whole life, super young, always working out. And so I even tell my kids, like, Dad, you're always working out. I'm like, it's just kind of like default.
Yeah.
I have to. But I know for you, there was a time there where it wasn't as natural. And then you just, boom, did it. Like pure discipline. Tell me about it.
All you have to do is see yourself on camera enough.
Is that what you're doing to me? That's why you were
That,
centering the camera, right? Like
that's all
Jake?
the motivation you need.
Oh, man. A little self-awareness goes a long way.
Yep.
Well, I'm proud of you. It's really impressive. So I
Thanks.
wanted to ask you too. I mean, it was you invited me to Stowe. That's when the weights were heavy back then, and we were together in a think tank.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out how we could make a difference in the healthcare industry at that level, at the industry level. Great conversations with some powerful, smart people that came to Stowe with us. But I would say that's where accelerating digital adoption and the accelerators were born. So I'm curious, before I showed up in Stowe with you, what was it that led you to attach to the idea of an industry level solution, and specifically around, I would say, two things that are related: R&D productivity. So if I were to translate that, shortening the R&D process, doing R&D faster, and using digital to do it. So tell me a little bit about how that all came together for you and led you to the invitation to bring me out to Stowe along with those others.
I think there were two things happening that came together. The first thing was, we've been coaching people. As you know, one of the things that we've been saying to the clientele we have, which are basically the top of the food chain in the healthcare industry, we've been challenging them to say, look, if you're not shaping the industry, who is? And if you're so busy doing your day job that you don't have time to think about bringing the industry along, or propelling the whole industry forward, who's going to be doing that? Mm-hmm. And I believe you have a duty to do that because of the seat you occupy. And we said that enough that then some of them kind of got a little bit, what's the right word? A little bit sassy, and basically said, well, you've been working with us for 25 years, so you occupy your seat. What are you doing at the industry level? Are you walking the talk? And it's like, well, actually, not really. So we said, challenge accepted. Let's see how we can use our influence to walk the talk and do what we're challenging other people to do. And at the other road that intersects there is that we were doing these immersion experiences that were having such a profound effect on people, more so than anything else that we had been doing. And our impact went noticeably up. So we basically said, let's bring those two things together: the immersion experience at the industry level, and that's what is now known as the accelerators.
That's awesome. I remember also being in Lake Powell with you, talking about the impact of these immersion experiences. We had put some measurement together. It was there at Lake Powell, even though I think where we sent the survey out to hundreds of people that had gone through these experiences with you and Thomas Reichert, your mm-hmm. partner in running these. And it was just jaw-dropping what came back. We had identified 7 core competencies in succeeding as leadership: influencing without authority, creating accountability, sticking to priorities. I mean, these things that everybody complains about and struggles with in organizations. And we had found it was at 311% growth in their confidence in these competencies. Yes, absolutely, or no, absolutely not. I am excellent at this competency. Over 3 times increase. So yes, you felt it. I felt it. Everyone that's been involved felt it. And now it's been measured, so we know it. And with that knowledge, then we had the confidence to bring that together with the challenge accepted to do something at the industry level. The other thing I wonder, though, is where did digital come from? I mean, in all honesty, you and I are doing our best to keep up with the digital changes. We're by no means the cutting edge digital experts. I mean, look at me trying to center my camera at the beginning of this conversation. So what is it about digital?
Scale. So every industry, at least I think every industry, is trying to figure out how to scale.
Mm.
And digital allows you to create once and deploy many times. And if you think about it in terms of COVID for us, where all face-to-face things went away, lucky for us, we were already doing virtual before COVID even happened. So we knew how to do it. But if we wouldn't have known how to do digital and lead workshops and meetings and teams over Zoom like products, we would have probably maybe even gone out of business over COVID. But instead, our business actually increased because we had the core capability and the core skill of being digital. And so that's just the application for us. But, I like to say, every company that I know of is counting on digital to somehow increase productivity, help them capture more opportunities at scale with fewer resources. And the reality is that companies can only go digital to the extent their people go digital. And it's more about the mindset than it is the actual technology. The technology now is so intuitive. All you have to do is choose to try it. If you
One thing
choose
I
to
love,
try it, you're going to find it.
yeah, try it. One thing I love about what you're sharing and how you simplified it to scale. If you're trying to solve for something at an industry level, you had to find something that all companies had in common that they would want to improve or address. And its application in the R&D process. I know when we were together, you talked a lot about how proud you are to be associated for almost 2.5 decades now with the healthcare industry
Mm-hmm.
and the opportunity to get healthcare solutions to more people faster. And what you had been finding is the answer to that question was consistently the promise of digital. There's something in digital solutions and AI and whatever buzzword you want to use, but everyone's looking at that space to say, this is our way to get more solutions to more people faster. And again, a shared opportunity across the industry.
Well, I think if we just go a little bit further on scale, if it's not digital, you can't scale it. Paper's not scalable. Until you digitize the data, you can't work with big data or you can't work at scale. So uh, it's actually not an option. Digital scale without digital, not an option.
Yeah, it can't happen. So that does sound like a principle, or at least it
Mm-hmm.
checks one of the three boxes of a principle in that it's predictable. So without digital you're not going to be able to scale. It's predictable. And what are the other two qualities of a principle that you've
They're timeless. It's always been that way. Um, it depends it's probably true if depending on how you define digital.
yeah, whether or not digital was available, it's
That's
still
another
a true
story.
principle.
Yeah.
You didn't have it,
So
you weren't gonna.
internet created scale.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have predictable, timeless,
Timeless.
and
And
the
it
third
operates without our consent.
operates without our consent. It's independent, it's stubborn.
So basically, the way you could look at that is AI isn't going to care whether you believe it, use it, or buy into it. It's going to change the future.
So the power principle and those three criteria, I can judge principles based on those three criteria. That's where we came into the picture. So you've got this industry ask or challenge. You've got the digital opportunity for scale.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this immersion experience that was creating massive gains in people's leadership and influence and ability to get things done. So we brought it all together and we said, what role do we play? And this is where the principles came in. And we read Microsoft studies, we read Duke and Harvard and all the others that confirmed our experience that we can't get through stagnation. We can't get buy-in, complete and true and real buy-in, and we can't get past that infamous last mile without changing the way we think, without changing our mindsets. And all of that comes down to knowing the principles of mindsets or the mindsets that are required for creating that acceleration.
I think there's a little subtle unlock here. You said knowing the principles. It's actually experiencing the principles. And I think the mistake that organizations have is they have a few people experience the principles so that they have the knowledge. And then they think they can just transfer the knowledge by telling people what the mindset is or what the behavior needs to be and expect people to adopt it, buy in, and apply it. And it just doesn't happen that way. It doesn't work that way. So I think where we've been so successful is knowing how to create the experiences that shift people's mindset based on that experience so it becomes part of their identity. It becomes part of who they are. And knowing how to create and facilitate those experiences for people, that becomes the accelerator. That's why we can do things in a few hours versus a few weeks or a few months, because the experience changes the way people see things.
There's that famous saying that you can't fix a problem with the same thinking that created it.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me is that the only way to change that thinking, or at least the most effective way we've discovered thus far, is through experiences that open up this new way of thinking.
Correct.
So I'm a leader in healthcare. I've got so much on my plate, a deluge of to-do lists. Back-to-back meetings. I'm on the verge of burnout every day. How can I carve out time to have these experiences that you want me to have? Help me. What's your advice?
Well, you used the word burnout. So the time for you to operate at your peak performance is going to, the principle is the universe is going to take it either way. You're either going to do it proactively so that you have the energy and don't burn out, or you're going to wait for burnout to hit you, and then you're going to probably take even more time to recover from burnout than if you would have proactively taken the time to avoid burnout. So, sweat now or bleed later, Thomas likes to say.
That's awesome. Sweat now or bleed later. It's so true. It's such a true principle. The problem is the delayed nature of consequences. And we always think we're going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think at all. And we're just assuming, without really being conscious of that assumption, that we're different for some reason.
Let's think of it like this. So if I look at, what do I mean by creating an experience? People in the situation you're describing are so overwhelmed. Their calendars are full from morning till night. They end up having to do their day job in the evenings because they've been on phone calls all day. And they feel trapped. They feel like there's no way out of this rhythm. And then on top of that, they see that companies are cutting back people. So they don't want to be the non-performer. So they need to really go the extra mile every time, every day. And the way I help them experience what high performance feels like is to say, go to the first week that you don't have back-to-back meetings. And for some people, that's 4, 5, 6 weeks out. Okay. I want you to plan that week as if you were going on vacation. Because if you were going on vacation, you would most likely at least clear 80 to 90% and keep at least 80, 90% of that clean. So don't go on vacation, but plan as if you were, so that you walk into a work week with a lot of space on your calendar to do the work that you want to do that matters most, that the company needs most. And just pay attention to how that impacts your output and your productivity, how much you crank out in that 1 week. And pretty soon you start to get perspectives that you can delegate, you can skip meetings, you can not be available for things, and the world keeps turning. So that's
great.
what I would mean as an experience when people have the mindset that there's no way out of this trap. Yeah, there is. And once you experience it, you realize that you're making up. You're making the story up. It's not real.
Yeah. Last question for you. This one comes up. Moab.
Mm-hmm.
So part of the experience that we're creating in these accelerators, we're giving them tools, we're giving them experiences that help them accelerate their productivity. But why, or what is it about Moab? I'm just going to say it's so hard. It's so different. And so the second an expense report says Moab, Utah, ... or the second I try to go to my boss and ask for budget for what looks like an excursion, why can't we just do it in a Chicago hotel room? That would be a lot safer.
Yeah. Or would it? Because you've been doing it in Chicago hotel rooms for years and you still have the same problems you had years ago. So, yes, there is some courage or there is some perception that you may have to overcome, not all the time. The secret to Moab is three things. Number one, people learn something together, something new together. The vast majority of people that come to Moab haven't been to that type of experience before. And so it's new for everybody. And the process of learning something new together bonds them and accelerates the closeness, the relationship, the trust. So that's one. How can you take somebody into an experience where everybody's learning something new together? The second thing about Moab is that it has a facility that everybody stays together in the same house. Okay, everybody has their own private bedroom and bathroom. But beyond that, people spend most of their time together and hanging out in the kitchen. And we don't go anywhere for meals. We have the meals all provided right there from the houses. It's a feeling and a mindset is you're almost in your home, in the living room. The meetings are on the sofas, and people think differently, behave differently, share differently, experience differently than if they're in a boardroom or in a conference room. And the third reason, and the selfish reason, I love it there. And it's close to where I am. I spend enough traveling the world that if I can have people come to me and I can, there's nothing I enjoy more than showing somebody someplace for the first time. So it's exciting and fun and enjoyable for me. So
It's exciting and fun and enjoyable for everyone that's been, without fail, myself included. It's why I came back. It's why I intend to keep coming back. Justin, thank you for making this exist, making it an opportunity, something that we can do and be a part of. And just amazing to me what a difference it makes for each individual at a very individual level. that scales to their entire lives, from their relations to their physical health to their work performance, the entire lives, how it lifts everything. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being part of it, Jake.
You
Love
bet.
having you on the team.
It's a privilege. We'll talk soon.
See ya.
All right.